the Tokyo Bill, a short news brief on recent events in and around Japan. And stay tuned to the end to find out what festival I'm interested in attending this weekend. Reporters Without Borders released its 2025 World Press Freedom Index, ranking Japan 66th out of 180 countries, behind South Korea and Ukraine. Japan improved 4 spots but remains last among G7 nations. The United States ranked 57th. The report criticized Japan's press club system for encouraging self-censorship and discrimination against freelancers and foreign journalists, along with political pressure and gender inequality affecting media. Conditions worsened in conflict zones, with Palestine at 163rd and around 200 journalists killed in Gaza. Iran, Syria, China, and North Korea ranked near the bottom. The report highlighted that media independence is increasingly threatened by economic pressures. Japan is increasing its defense cooperation in the Indo-Pacific region through recent meetings between Defense Minister Gen Nakatani and officials from India and Sri Lanka. In India, they agreed to enhance military collaboration, establish a senior officer-level dialogue, and improve joint exercises to counter Chinese influence. In Sri Lanka, Nakatani and Deputy Defense Minister Aruna Jayasekara discussed boosting defense ties, and Sri Lankan forces were invited to participate in disaster response exercises in Japan. As Japan imports crude oil along sea lanes in the area and refuels self-defense force vessels locally to combat piracy, Sri Lanka's location is considered strategically important. Naoya Inoue stayed undefeated and kept his undisputed junior featherweight title by beating Ramon Cardenas Sunday night with an 8th round technical knockout. Inoue, who has a record of 30-0, was knocked down in the second round but quickly regained control, dominating Cardenas with power and accuracy throughout the fight. He landed numerous punches, especially in the 6th and 7th rounds. Inoue is set to face Murodjon Akhmadaliyev in September. In other fights, Rafael Espinoza defended his WBO featherweight title with a TKO over Edward Vasquez. Rohan Polanco won by unanimous decision against Fabian Maidana, and Emiliano Vargas scored a second-round TKO over Juan Leon. The United States has denied Japan's request for full exemption from a 10% tariff and a country-specific tariff in recent talks. U.S. officials, including Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, indicated that they would only negotiate a reduction in the current 14% tariff, depending on the progress of discussions. Japan seeks to eliminate these tariffs and impose tariffs on cars and steel, emphasizing its economic contributions. The U.S. has also placed a new 25% tariff on key auto parts while expressing interest in Japanese market access for U.S. goods. Finance Minister Katsunobu Kato clarified that Japan does not plan to use its U.S. Treasury holdings as leverage in negotiations. A U.S. Navy ship, the USS Miguel Keith, recently finished a 5-month repair at a Japanese shipyard, marking a significant step in expanding joint repair efforts with allies. This was the first major contract awarded to a Japanese shipyard by the United States Navy. The $12 million project involved extensive upgrades including deck replacements and new galley ovens. The contract was possible due to exemptions in U.S. law. A similar achievement occurred previously with a South Korean shipyard overhauling a U.S. dry cargo ship. Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan, said recently while in Japan that he is seeking further cooperation in ship repair and construction projects. The U.S. Marine Corps identified Corporal Jason Cockrell, who died during a hiking trip in northern Japan over the weekend. He and his hiking partner, Corporal Andrei Drabowski, were automotive maintenance technicians stationed on Okinawa. They were hiking Mount Furano when they got lost in fog. Dabrowski called for help after they became separated and was found uninjured. Cockrell, 21, was found on a trail and later died in the hospital. An investigation is ongoing, though poor weather conditions are believed to be the main factor in the incident. Cockrell had been in the Marines since August 2022 and received several awards during his service. For years, Japanese municipalities have welcomed immigrants, mainly to fill factory jobs, but this has created tensions with locals, including a clash between Kurdish residents and city officials recently in Saitama Prefecture. Local officials have struggled with issues related to the Kurdish community, as many lack workers' rights and health insurance, leading to unpaid bills that strain the community. In 2023, Kurdish leaders began community engagement patrols to foster better relations, and the city provided support like Japanese lessons for children. In other prefectures near Tokyo, growing foreign populations have also raised concerns about garbage separation and language challenges in schools. Experts recommend the central government enhance resources to aid integration efforts. And finally, in this week's beer event news, the always popular Belgian beer weekend comes to Yokohama this week, with something like 90 tasty beers. 4,000 yen gets you a keep glass and some beer and food tickets. Buy more tickets for more brews. Belgian Beer Weekend kicks off on Thursday in Yamashita Park and runs on to Sunday. This has been the Tokyo Bill. These stories and more you can read at theTokyoBill.com. I've been, and remain, Tokyo Bill. Thank you for listening, and take care.